For session 4, welcome. We are going to talk about confidence this morning, something that has affected everybody and will continue to do so throughout your life. The lack of confidence, the feeling that you lack in self-confidence, self-esteem is all linked back to how we feel about ourselves and what we can do to overcome that. So this morning, I want to talk to you about confidence. I want to talk to you about loss of confidence, because when we have a break from something, like going on maternity leave and having children, you won't go back into work that next day and go, oh my God, I'm so confident, I can do this, I can do that. If we stop doing something, we lose our confidence at it. And that is all it boils down to, is the doing. So, question for you this morning: have you lost your confidence? Do you feel less confident now than you did before you had children? And we're talking about in a work situation, but it could be related to your body, to your fitness, absolutely anything. Now, one thing I want you to really understand is that confidence comes from doing. And I can't stress this enough, especially when you start out in business or start something new. We might wait until we feel confident. We might wait to try that new gym class until we feel confident, until we've lost a bit of weight, until we're a little bit fitter. We kind of we're waiting. We're always waiting for something, for that confidence to come to us. But the only way confidence comes to us is by doing. That's it. That is absolutely it. You are never going to go anywhere or try anything new or change direction if you wait until confidence comes and slaps you in the face, because it never does. You don't wake up one day and go, right, let's go. I feel really confident this morning. Your confidence is built over time by doing the reps. You need to build your confidence by doing whatever that is. And in this situation, we're talking about starting a business. After a break on mat leave, did you walk back into work on that first day back and go, bring it on, I'm ready, let's go? No, of course you didn't. You were nervous. You were like, oh my God, can I remember how to do this? I've forgotten about that. How do I speak to clients? This is really challenging. I don't know what to do. You didn't. And it's totally normal to lose confidence after a break from doing that something, whether it's maternity leave or anything else. And it's like riding a bike. When we've not done it for a few years, that first time of getting on a bike is a bit rusty. I know that you'll know what I'm saying. When I first went on a bike ride with the kids, after not being on a bike for a while, you're wobbling all over the place. Absolutely, because we haven't done it for a long time. And give it 2 or 3 goes, and then you're back in the game again. And that's all that it takes. But you're trying to build confidence from something that you've never done before. So be mindful of that. And our need for certainty likes to keep us safe, as we've already discovered this week, and secure, which in turn can lead to a loss of confidence. So we get in the situation where we just don't even try. And that's really, really sad, because as far as we know, we are on this earth once. Who wants to be safe? Who wants to play it safe? Why do you want to do that? Take that risk, take that chance, go for it. And confidence is only increased by doing. So taking the action every single day. When you first learn to drive a car, that first lesson, you were probably absolutely shitting yourself because you'd never done it before. But as the weeks went on, your confidence grew. Let's forget about the reversing around a corner, because that is ridiculous and unnecessary, because I don't think I've ever had to do that again in real life. But the only way your confidence grows is doing. And day by day, step by step, it becomes easier and easier and easier. So let's think about when you're at work. You feel safe. You've done this before, so you feel confident. You want to launch a business. You are scared. You have never done anything like this before, so you are not confident at all, which is totally normal. But that is also why most people don't even try. They would rather stay in a job that they hate for the rest of their lives because they know they can do it. And again, it's that need for certainty that is keeping you stuck. But is that what you really want? Really ask that question. Is that what you really, really want? And the only way to become more confident about growing a business is to start. When I started this business, I wasn't confident. I just took the action every single day. And as the days and the weeks and the months go by, my confidence grows and grows and grows and grows. Okay. When I first walked into my gym that I go to now, it's a CrossFit gym, I was absolutely bricking it. I'd never done anything like that before in my life. But now 5 years in, I'm confident. I know the movements. I know what I can do. I know my ability. I know what I need to work on. I know what I need to improve and how my body works. But that doesn't come instantly. It doesn't happen overnight. But the repetitions will build and build. And before you know it, you are 6 months in and you are absolutely flying. Once the early months are behind you, you know exactly what you want and you know exactly where you are going and you know what it's going to take for you to get this to work for you and your family. And it's not just about you, it's about you and your family, what this repeated action can do. If you've heard of a book called The Compound Effect, sorry, I can't remember the author, go listen to it, because it's about that consistent action every single day. And you will start off and you will make mistakes and you will might change direction. You might start off do one thing, you might then go change your mind and do something else, because actually as you are doing this, you think, actually, this doesn't feel right. I've had a recruitment business before this. And one of the reasons I started this was because of my recruitment business, because I was sick of seeing women so underrepresented in senior leadership teams that I just thought, this has got to change. Why are we still slogging our guts out and not getting those opportunities the same as men? So actually, why aren't we as women starting our own businesses and making our own successes rather than relying on somebody else to take notice of us and see our amazing skill set? So let's do it for ourselves. But when you start a business, you will make mistakes. Fact. Absolutely fact. And you will try things and they might not work. And you will then try something different and it might not work. And you then might change direction. You might change your targeting and you then might change your marketing. But keep taking these actions every single day and your confidence will grow. But all these feelings that you are feeling right now, zero confidence, they will have disappeared because you are stepping into your era and your chance to make a huge difference to not just your life, to your families as well. But only if you actually start. Please don't start, because it takes longer to get there. You will still get there 100%. But if you start and you go amazingly for a week and then you stop for a couple of weeks, then it's really hard to get going again. And those feelings come again. So you're basically doing the hardest bit all the time. It's like when you go for a run. The first mile is the worst and then you settle in. So it's almost like you're doing that constant first mile every single week. And that's just hard, isn't it? You want to get to the good stuff where you're feeling your flow and everything feels good. And when you start seeing the results, there are no guarantees, but when you start seeing the results, if you take consistent action, you will see the results, guaranteed, 100%. And sometimes things don't work the same as they worked before. And you have to course correct, and that's fine. But your confidence will grow when you start seeing those results and you start taking that action every single day. So what do? You look at other people's results, the people that are successful in the area that you want to go into. And hey, presto, there'll be so many successful businesses. Borrow their confidence and get going. They're proof that it works. So why can't that be you? And let's talk about birth. You are a mum, which means that you have given birth. You have never, ever done this before. And no matter what your birth ended up being, it's one of the hardest things in the world. But you trusted yourself and you trusted you to do you. And you trusted the billions of women that had done this before you. And you knew it was going to be okay and that you could do it. So apply that to your business idea. And that's not to say that you weren't scared, because I don't know anybody that doesn't go into birth that's not scared, but you did it anyway. So apply this to your business. Yes, it is scary, but do it anyway. And I'm not telling you are going to be confidence queen every single day. We all have wobbles. It's just how we then reframe those. But you'll be able to recognize when you're feeling like that, and you'll have the tools to know what to do to bring it back to reality. And yes, I'm feeling scared, but I know if I do this, my confidence will grow. Let's just have a little summary of some ways to improve self-confidence before we finish up. So the biggest one is social media. Post that first post. Ask that first person. Confidence comes from doing, okay? And think about what you will get from that, and don't think about what people think. It's like we said before, it is your other people's opinion of you is none of your business. Okay, so post that first post, ask that first person, and see where that gets to, and keep going and going and going. And you've already done the hardest part. You've given birth. Apply that wisdom to your business. Stop comparing yourself to others. If necessary, unfollow anyone that makes you feel like you aren't enough. You are, and you're exactly where you need to be at this point in your journey. And take daily action. That might sound a lot if you're working and you've got a family to manage at home as well, but it doesn't have to be a big thing. But do something every single day, and this will change the story that you tell yourself. Okay, it might just be one social media post, it might be sending one person a message, it might be writing an email, it could be anything, just one small action every day, and that will keep your confidence growing in your business and stop you becoming stop-start. And become the person you want to be. Go from, oh, I'd like a business one day, to someone who is in the zone of, I'm building a business. And that will change your whole outlook and your confidence. To be the version of you want to become, follow up, launch your website, stop hiding, just get on and do it, and watch your confidence soar. And be mindful of how you speak to yourself. We are our own worst critics. Change your language. When I first started a business, I would say, I've only got 4 people on my next course. And I had to remind myself that that was actually incredible. So now it's, I've got 4 people on my course and I'm going to change their lives, and it's going to be bloody amazing. And that just changes everything. You just change your state, and it's a choice to say, you have a choice every day of how you feel and how you can change your state, and stop focusing on what you haven't got. And a simple reframing language can really change the way that you think. Confidence comes in levels. It builds every time you do something scary. So do the first thing today. It might be talking to your partner about what you want to do. It might be brainstorming a business idea, or sending a message that you are nervous about. Whatever it is, just do it, and you are on your way. I believe in you, and I know exactly what it's like to be low on confidence. You need to work at it, and I truly believe that taking action every day is the only way to get going and to build that confidence.